stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's having a good day. I wonder if I can do this during our So I'm supposed to be live on one more place, but it doesn't do it. Oh, yeah. I will mess with it afterwards. So, I don't do a bunch of you. I do all my stuff before I get on here. A lot of people will what they'll do is they'll do stuff once they get on, make sure that it's all set up and stuff. But I don't think you guys want to sit here and watch me for 2-3 minutes, and I don't have enough people that come on anyway. So because I do this every day, and nobody was expecting me to go on at 5:46 in the morning. So I certainly wasn't anticipating my kitty cat waking me up. It's been weird, like the last three nights. Whenever I start to have a nightmare, my cats wake me up. Not my cats. One of the kittens wakes me up. It's kind of weird. They started, and he woke me up. Avoided some unnecessary crap. So yes, good morning. If you're here, please say hello. Whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Today is probably all be rewatched today. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about a dry drunk. What is a dry drunk? Have you guys ever seen the movie Poltergeist? I like using this one. This is one of my favorite examples. So in Poltergeist, his family moves into a new home, right? And he's actually the guy selling them. His boss is doing some weird stuff. And it ends up being haunted because all they did was move the gravestones. They didn't move the bodies at the end. He's shaking them. He's like, you moved the gravestones, but you didn't move the bodies. Right? Recovery's the same way. Once you get sober, you have to do something about it. Alcohol is a symptom of the disease. Okay? The problem is that you are probably a miserable fuck. I know I was. I was not a happy man. Right? I certainly wasn't happy in those first 30, 60 days, man. I was not. It took me... I barely remember it. So, and what I remember is hell, which is what I want to remember because I don't want to go through that again. Just the thought of DTing. Okay. Now, just the thought of my heart racing. I don't need alcohol to do that. Anger, frustration, despair, resentment, rage. A dry drunk is usually more miserable than somebody who's been drinking. A dry drunk will usually be told stuff like this: I wish we would just go drink. Well, I don't need those meetings. I can do this myself. Reacting to life, right? Just be miserable. And to yourself and everyone around you. That's no good, right? So why don't we go take a look at some healthy dependencies? Let's do that. That was a nice leeway for not being awake. I meant to mark in the book. Hopefully I can find it fairly quickly. The beginning of love is to let those we love to be perfectly themselves, and not to twist them to fit our own image, wrote Thomas Merton. All right? I'm going to use my wife as an example here. My wife is my wife, and I love her for who she is, not for what I think she should be. Okay? There's nothing else to it. Anything else added to it is going to be benefits in our situation, because we don't add anything to our relationship that's going to hurt it or interfere with it. Okay? Does my wife make mistakes? Certainly. Do I make mistakes? Certainly. Okay? But we love each other for who they are, not for what we would like them to be. Otherwise, we love only the reflection of ourselves we find in them. Yeah. We have to stop utilizing other people to make us feel better. Okay? I still do that. I do that. I find myself relying on other people to make me feel better. It doesn't work out. Okay? And that's not fair to them either, to put an expectation like that on them. So I wanted to read the part out of the big book, God Gave Us Brains to Use. I'm trying to remember where that's at. I'm trying to use my brain to figure, it is the proper use of the will portion. So as I replace my self-destructive addictions with a healthy dependence on the program and its 12 steps, I'm finding that the barriers of silence and hatred are melting away. By accepting each other as we are, we have learned again to love. Okay. Do I care enough about others in the program to continue working with them as long as necessary? Ooh. Ooh. So when I bring on clients, if I bring on a sponsee, it's for life, man. It isn't kinda. No, it's for life. If that person wants to call me in 10 years, I'm going to pick up the phone. That's how we work. Okay? Even if the person I dislike the most came knocking at my door and said, Dion, I need help, and it was legitimate, I would do it. I'm not the one that gets to decide all that. And I trust in the fact that God's not going to put me in any situations that's going to hurt me. Certainly hasn't before. I did that. I did that to myself. So I'm going to see if I can find that place in the big book. I don't think that I'm going to be able to, but I'm not even going to be able to come close to it. Let's just go to working with others. Yeah, I'm finding it. It's kind of like an AA meeting, huh? The family afterwards. 2 employers. I know it's in the I know it is in. It's into action. Let's just go here. All right. Here's a good one. We have cease fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol. For this, I don't think I found what I was looking for, but this works. For by this time, sanity will have returned. I love this part. Sanity returns. Okay? Doesn't mean it always does. That takes a lot of work. It takes consistent work. Okay? We will seldom be interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil as from a hot flame. We react sanely and normally. And we will find that this has happened automatically. Okay? Not even the extreme of cheerleading. No. We find we react sanely and normally. Okay? Not all the way up here. Oh, I love celebrating. I do, but let's keep it in its place. You know, I would have loved to celebrate my 5 years for a week, but it's one day. Okay? The rest of the time, I celebrate everybody else's recovery. Trust me, every day I go, there's a 30-day, 90-day, 60. That time I find is more important than mine. Okay? Not only that, actually, I think I'm going to win today because I got up at 4:30. So if you got up before 4:30 today, you have more sobriety than me. If not, then haha, I win. We'll see that our new attitude toward liquor has been given us without any thought or effort on our part. It just comes. That is the miracle of it. We are not fighting it, and neither are we avoiding temptation. We feel like we have been placed in a position of neutrality. We're neutral. I'm going to tell you, I could care less about alcohol. We have rules in our house, but those are house rules. And even then, the house rules, there's no alcohol allowed in the house. There's no alcohol, drugs allowed in this house. It's just how we work. And that actually doesn't have to do with me. My brother-in-law doesn't drink. You know, I'm not around people that drink. So, have people drink around me? Sure. I don't care. We feel though it is safe and protected. We have not even sworn off. Instead, the problem has been removed. It does not exist for us. Okay. This is the next part. And this is what you're going to want to watch for. Because it's the cockiness. Oh, I have this. Like, now, I'm not talking about recovered. I'm talking about people that are talking about they're cured. Okay, now we are neither cocky nor are we afraid. I know of a lot of cocky people right now. Right, and they're in a very dangerous situation. They don't even know it. You know, I love service work, but if you're going out and doing it and coming back to Facebook and bragging about it, that's not service work. I do a ton of service work. You know who I talk to about it? No one. I just do it. I don't need to get on and say, hey, you guys, look what we did. I hope that this helps one person, okay? Because I don't get many people on here live, but there's people that watch this throughout the day that need it. And that's why I do it. And that's why I don't have a long intro and stuff. We got shit to do, man. This is how we react so long as we keep in fit spiritual condition. I have to say that slowly, or I will say spiritual condition. That's so much easier to say. It is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels. We are headed for trouble if we do. For alcohol is a subtle foe. They will wait, patient. Wait for me for 12 years. We are not cured of alcoholism. What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. Every day is a day when we must carry the vision of God's will into all of our activities. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. These are thoughts which must go with us constantly. Here it is. We can exercise our willpower along this line all we wish. It is the proper use of the will. What? We just gave you control? Now, control over your own shit. All right? But that's something. That's something. You know, I don't want control over anything anymore. I don't even want the thought of it is, no, thank you. I love my freedom. Thank you. May I be selfless enough to love people as they are. Okay? Not as I want them to be. Okay? And I like talking about this. Why do I like talking about it? Because of my PTSD. Accept people for who they are. Well, that person is over emotional. You do not know what's going on. Let them speak. Go get fucking educated before you start. If you don't know about PTSD, then sign up for a class. I will teach you. Give me $20. I will teach you. Now that I am capable of feeling love again, did you guys catch that? It's a good joke. And I ask myself if I really love someone or only that's someone's idea of me. May I remove the self from my loving? Today I'll remember love is unconditional. God loves me unconditionally. Why should I not pass that on? It's fun to pass on, especially when they're not doing it back. Then it's even more fun because then they get confused. Why you love me? I hate you. I don't know. It's a good question. We might want to ask God because I don't know why either. All right, guys, that's it for today. I love you guys. You know I do. Peace out and